Om Shanti. Increase the practice of the bodiless stage. Consider yourself to be an incarnation. In order to detach yourself from all bondages of your body, consider yourself to be an incarnation. Take the support of your body with the awareness of being an incarnation, and then perform actions. However, perform actions while being detached from the awareness of doing. Surrender the thought, I did it, or I am doing it, and you will not be tied in any bondage of karma. While being in the body, you will experience the bodiless stage. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Vikti Parivar. Today's day 11. Increase the practice of the bodiless stage. Ashariri or Videhi. Today's topic. Consider yourself to be an incarnation. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti, everyone. Okay, well, yes, lovely to see all of you, meet all of you. Yes, Baba has given us a good method so that we can meet as a family, a Vyakti Parivar, every day, every evening. For clarification, understanding, and then to do it in practical. We go deep into every aspect of knowledge. And I had been connecting unlimited distaste and being detached and lovely. Because if I do not have unlimited distaste, I cannot be detached and lovely. That means deeply within, it could be many different ways to look at. When there is aim in life, that I need to have a good chart, I want to, be in a stable stage, or as Baba said, one stage, not fluctuate. So I look for certain dharnas. Which dharana I do, that I am able to be in that stable stage. So that means I should be free from the waste, no interest, zero interest with the negativity, with the waste. So when I have no interest, I will remain detached. And when I will remain detached, I will be lovely. So I start seeing the connection which Baba had been mentioning of unlimited distaste and being detached and lovely. That means I need to have distaste Mm. And when there is distaste, then I am detached, right? And that detachment has a foundation. It's not temporary. It's not momentary, but it's kind of very natural in us. I look at something, so internally there is no desire. Brahma Baba, we looked at him. Baba had interest in everything, but distaste. Baba loved the nature. Baba loved fruits. Baba loved cows, birds, everything Baba loved. Because it is important to be loving, to be loveful. Because that's where nurturing happens, right? And that is when I could serve properly. Baba used to get some good fruits. Some of you must have seen red banana, which comes only from Bombay. It's very, very nice. They are big and also small size. Then there is a special mangoes, special bananas. So Baba will put them in such a way, decorated. There was a time they used to hang bananas because if you put it, it gets dark spot. And then he will check mangoes every day when they are ripe, then they can be distributed. And when we used to look at Baba's love, those who bring it, they also used to get, oh, Baba will take care of these mangoes. Because they see Baba doing it. So one is distaste and one is interest. If you are not interested in anything, you will lose your enthusiasm. So we need to have interest, both for the sustenance of the soul and sustenance of body. Oh, I can eat anything what I get, right? No. I can cook, I can make whatever. I like it and what is good. So this makes us lovely. So distaste, but then interest, and then being lovely. Because the energy within us has to remain very joyful. So, but then I shouldn't be attached that if I don't get to eat this or that, then I'm not happy. So it's quite a balance between three: distaste, detached, and lovely. So reflect, churn, practice, experience, experiment, right? And maybe you can share with us. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Didi. Good evening, Avyakti Parivar, Baba's Unlimited Family. This point that Didi was making just now of the distaste, and I was thinking about it because we used to debate this word, whether it's distaste or disinterest. But distaste, I was thinking of it in terms of, say, a bad smell. It's not that you have disinterest in a bad smell, you have distaste for a bad smell. And then the other side that she was talking about, that of interest. And I was relating it to Sunday's Murli and the aspect of the child and the master. And so the quality of the master, I think, at some level, would be that there's a natural distaste, there'll be no interest for certain things. But the quality of the child's always interested. The child has the capacity to be delighted and awed by things. And so you could say part of that is the quality of learning. And so I do need that aspect as well. And then the master, and of course, if we think of the image, essentially a child represents movement, that the child is always going, the arms, the legs, all aspects of it, running, jumping, a lot of movement. And the classic image of the master, as are the words in the song, one of our old songs, see the masters standing very still. And so we need both things, right? We need the movement, but even whilst in the movement, that there can be that stillness. And of course, we have those in front of us, our beloved seniors, that although they were in action, yet internally there was that complete stillness. And so then, as Baba says, we are all very enthusiastically, if asked, what's our intoxication? Baba's child, being Baba's child. But that doesn't really require any effort, does it? Maybe to be an obedient child does, but to be the child doesn't require a lot of effort. And but to be the master, then that is a very high level, if you like. And it's why this isn't just a school, but it really is a university. And it's only as you keep going further on that you come to see how deep and unlimited this education is. And although it's an open invitation to the whole world, yet there's only a handful that really get to that, whether you want to say the doctoral stage or whatever, really the highest of the high. And so then when we think of the master, that it also infers, unlike the child, we think of spontaneity. And when we think of the master, then it's about control, but not controlling in terms of externally, but that inner discipline. And I suppose, in a way, how we show up when we're with others, we should be childlike. We should be open and interactive. And as the master, then just that internal stage that's not influenced by anything external. And so we're all at this stage, I think, graduate students, that we're moving from one level to another, and letting go of what was before, and with an aim. And so this thing of, again, being the child with others, but being the master for one's own self. And in that too, I suppose, that automatically, if I am the master, it means that I'm a fully developed child, because I don't get to that mastery without the obedience, without being a very obedient child and following all of the things that Baba gives us. Now, maybe moving on, actually one of the other things Baba touched on yesterday was, be the master. And if I'm the master, then these problems and all of the things related to the gift that Ravan had given will not assail me. Well, it may come in front of me, but it won't defeat me. And he was saying, I thought it was very interesting about not being the warrior. And so he said, there will be warriors, those are to come. Very interesting. And it's not to say that we all arrived at Baba's door being anything other than warriors. We didn't know it. Maybe we hadn't even started the fight. But I'm wondering if, as time goes on, if more and more of the souls who will show up will be more battered and bruised, if you like, because they will have been all the way through perhaps the Copper Age, the Iron Age, and finally arriving at Baba's door. So they'll be carrying a lot of weight, a lot of burden, a lot of karmic accounts. And so they will come, in a sense, battling. But that doesn't mean that they can't be, they can't graduate from being a warrior to being a child to being a master. And then a point for tomorrow about being an incarnation and at the same time not being aware of your actions. And so seeing it was very helpful in trying to practice that, as I will try tomorrow with all of the other things that are to be practiced. In that, especially as we age physically, then there's a tendency to forget things. And so how to be conscious, how to be mindful of what you're doing. And I think it really is required more than ever at the moment, but not being mindful in a mundane way. But as he said, being mindful, he didn't use the word mindful, but to have the awareness that you're an incarnation. And so not the idea of the incarnation that I have come to be of service, which is a good thing to do, but I'm an incarnation. How did we all incarnate? It was simply to express our divinity, our godlike qualities. That was when we first incarnated. And so the thing is that if I have the consciousness that I'm an incarnation, I really will be very aware and mindful of what it is that I'm doing. Because if I am an incarnation and then somebody's asking me about something that happened or something I was supposed to do, and I'm saying, oh, I forget, I don't remember, I don't know where I put it, then that isn't the quality of an incarnation. And so just the maybe a little bit of fun for me of playing with that idea. Then I also have to touch on this. You've been hearing about this 40-day thing that we're doing. And I was thinking how in the Brahmin family, it's like circles within circles within circles. And of course, the huge big circle in which we're all involved on a daily basis is Baba's Murli, right? Everyone listens to the Murli. And then there's a huge amount of people who daily listen to and are involved in Avyakti Parivar and the point and so on and so forth. And then there's smaller circles. And so currently this is something that's been done, I think Sister Shireen would have explained to you. And then of course then it goes to smaller groups. And so this too is very lovely, small groups working together to discuss, like Baba was saying in today's Murli. And so to discuss whether it's service or to discuss what their experience is or churning the Murli. And then ultimately it's the individual. And today's thing was about Baba as the pure one. And very beautiful descriptions. And so the pure one, meaning that Baba retains or is ever pure, even though he's involved in getting us to our destination. He's involved in our progress, but he's completely detached at the same time. And so Baba is reminding us, so he's not making us pure from impure, that's there, but that he's returning us. It's a return journey. He's reminding us that like him, our nature too is pure. The return is to our innocence. And perhaps this is what distinguishes us sometimes from the devotees, in that the devotees will praise God and telling him how pure he is and how impure they are. But what Baba's trying to encourage us for is to see ourselves, let him be the mirror in which we see ourselves. And to the extent that I accept what Baba is saying, that I too am pure, then the gap between myself and God is somewhat reduced. And then I was also, and so ultimately everything returns to its own true original self. And so thinking even for doctors, healers, they're trying to get you back to your original state of health. And so this is what Baba's, and so a doctor will, suggest medication or exercise or all these other things. So all these things Baba gives us, the Gyan, the Yoga, the Dharna, the Seva, are all means to help us to get back to being like him. And I was also thinking that just, one last thing, and I don't know if it's wrong to actually think of the purifier in terms of the majority, that the majority of souls will be purified by Dharamraj, whereas he's giving us the possibility of getting rid of all of that dross and whatever else is still within the soul through the relationship of the parent, the teacher, and the Satguru. And I wonder if that is the case, that it's Dharamraj who, in the form of Dharamraj, that the majority of souls are purified. And it's why then in some of the religions, some of the Western religions, there's this very, very clear memory of God as the supreme judge and of a judgment day. And so just seeing, what the effect of the different relationships with God. And so the pure one, and tomorrow I believe it's God as love. So really this beautiful program of getting to know God on the basis of his titles. Okay, thank you all for staying with me. Om Shanti.